Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon. It's that time again. It's the Man United preview. This is Duke's United Show, and I'm your host, Nathan Ellington, of course. And we have Garf, the ever-present, with us as well to cover the preview versus Sheriff on Thursday in the Europa League. Garf, you obviously watched the presser. Have you watched the presser yet? Have you seen what Ten Hag? It's been a pretty good one, considering it was a game where we're playing Sheriff. There's so much to talk about. It's like so many different things, so many different topics that got onto. So, you know, I was really, I was actually enjoying this presser, to be fair.
Enjoying it. You can tell things have got turned up for us as Man United fans. We're enjoying pressers now, you know what I mean?
Exactly. But look, we had, if you just want to quickly go through the presser, let's talk about the first few and then we'll move back into it. So who's back in training? He says Maguire, Donny, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka are back in training for this game, Garth. What are you thinking? Are you thinking that they're going to feature in this game? Or do you think they're just going to be on the bench and probably come on?
In normal circumstances, this would be the time where they do get a game because we would have beaten Real Sociedad at home. We were still in the early teething program, but because we need the win so badly, I mean, we'll get on to that, but I'm not sure. But because we need the win so badly, no, I don't think you can throw him in, especially in Maguire. He's not up to pace anyway. And then if you throw him in against a Sharif and he makes a mistake and we lose and we're now in the knockout thing against Barcelona or something, can't. You know, I mean, Donny off the bench. I can see definitely. I can see Donny off the bench. Yeah. Sorry, who was the first one? It wasn't Martial. Back as well. Wan-Bissaka. Do you know what? If Wan-Bissaka is at full fitness, then definitely see an Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Yeah. But
he should be.
We need the win. We need the win so badly, mate. But we need it so badly. I can see him going full strength. Say again.
What's weird is all of a sudden, Aaron Wan-Bissaka can't even defend anymore. He can't even he's all of a sudden become a player who's a bricklayer. It's mad how football is, isn't it? We were all raving about his defensive abilities. Okay, it wasn't the greatest crossing a ball in, but I used to remember him passing the ball and keeping it okay. Like, not too bad.
Yeah, it's not horrific.
Oh my gosh, you're giving the ball away all the time. All I remember is when he gets into them areas to cross it, not the greatest, but defensively one-on-one, you're unstoppable. So where's that gone?
No, I think it's just for me. Look, listen, he's still decent. For me, it's just fitness, like match fitness. You know what I mean? I'm saying, usually we'd be in a position where we could take Sharif lightly, but we can't. So, but no, listen, Wan-Bissaka, decent player. Anyone who's sleeping on Wan-Bissaka, I mean, he still must only be 23, 24 at that. You know what I mean? So, look. He's an awesome defender, and listen, like hopefully he gets that Shaw rocket up his backside, and really, because when we signed him, I was ecstatic, a bit like with Shaw. 50 mil, I didn't think it was too much for him because I thought he was an absolute wonder kid coming through. Yeah. He's just never busted through that level. So exactly the same. For people to start thinking he's an awful player, no.
It's crazy, isn't it? Well, anyway, we got Ten Hag Army saying new sub impressed me. Okay, you're hearing it from an ex-football player, aren't you? That's where it's what we're all about here. We like to kind of come from different angles, and my angle is I'm an ex-pro, and I obviously give it the way I see it and the way I would have seen it in a changing room or whatever. So let's see. Let's move on. When we had a bit more news, let's see. He said with the World Cup approaching, obviously, and Maguire coming back, will he play an important role now that Varane is injured? And will you see him getting his minutes? Because obviously the World Cup's coming up. And his obviously reply was, he's a great player. I didn't understand why he had to use the word great, but he definitely will be involved because he is an important part to our squad. He's going to have to say that for sure. And obviously he wants to give him the confidence to get back in. So, and actually be confident when he's on the field, because that's what we need. And he said that, and I'm reading straight through that myself. But Garth, what did you make of it?
Listen, look, we all know Maguire isn't a great player. He maybe could be in a different setup in a different team. What we need from Maguire now is Varane's. Luckily, we've got 3 league games before the World Cup, 2 Europa League games, and a League Cup game. So it's only 6 games that we've got to get through. Varane, by the time things will be back after the World Cup. We just need him to perform to his absolute best, which is a 7 out of 10, Harry Maguire. in if he does play in these next week, because we've only got him on Lindelof. Like we said, Nate, that buy sort of said the loaning that buy is going to really come back and haunt us if one of them went down, man. And here it is right now. So
exactly. But this is the thing, Garf. Yeah, Lindelof. I hope he starts. Yeah, I hope he plays.
All day. Yeah.
If he's injured, then you go to last resort. But look, my point is, we're not playing the same kind of football anymore. We're now playing front foot football, possession football. We're not sitting back and sitting off players all over the place. So Maguire's going to get exposed if we sit up high. And Martinez is now going to also get exposed. So that's what I'm worried about. And I just think that's going to cost us dearly if he comes back into this side and we're trying to play this way of football. Now, I
agree, man.
Obviously, we got people at Leicester, people at Tottenham saying they'd love to take Maguire. Please be my guest and take him, because that's the football that he's going to do well in. Playing with Tottenham where they're sitting back and trying to be hard to beat and you just sit on the edge of the box. Great. That's what I think he needs to do. He needs to go very soon. And then we can just get on with trying to continue with our build. Obi-Wan Bissaka says Ten Hag's job is to breed confidence into our squad. I'll call Maguire Beckenbauer if it will improve his game. This is the thing. I don't think it's a confidence thing. I think it's an ability thing with him. Yeah. You know, we both said it, haven't we? We've said it a million times before. Yeah. It's an ability thing. But
that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying, mate. If he comes in, Nate, he has to play to the best of his ability for us, which is a 7 out of 10. A bit like McTominay. Like, I need to see that for him, where everyone's like, oh, do you know what? He's all right. Like, yeah, he's a professional footballer. He can play ball. It's just that's the best he can do. So anyway, sorry,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, I wanted to do well anyway. So, and then the next one was, will there be any funds in January? If you need to buy someone, will you be able to go out and do that? And he was like, well, we're talking about football today. Like, we're talking about the next game. We're not thinking about that until we get there. But we obviously do have plans. If people become available, we know what the situation is. So he didn't want to really answer that one. He kind of swerved that one, didn't he? So...
Yeah, it's one of them. We're Man United. If you know, for instance, if João Felix is available at a price that is right, we'll have the funds. You know what I mean? Like if Harry Kane was suddenly available, got Maguire on the road. If Harry Kane was suddenly available for 100 mil, we'd find the money to buy him. But to just like this isn't Football Manager. We don't have a transfer budget, do we? You know what I mean? Like
I wouldn't go from 100 mil. I think we said this the other day. Like because of his age. And because of his contract getting near the end, you can't go 100 mil on Harry Kane now. You've got to try and get him for less because he's.
Oh no, yeah. I just mean if it was available. If Harry came up with a poor example, if a player we wanted was available for 100 mil and it's the right price, then we go and get him. Yeah, we got the money. 100%. So
100%. Then he said about Palestri, playing it. Is he in your plans because the World Cup?
I must have missed this.
Sorry.
I must have missed the Palestri bit. Go on, what did he say this?
Well, he just said, look, he's been injured for a while, and he's just come back, and there's quite a few young players who are fighting for that spot, and he's got to fight with the rest of them to try and get that spot and impress me and impress the coaches. So let him continue doing that, and obviously we'll see what happens. So pretty straightforward. So it's pretty good. He said that he's yet to get his debut, isn't it? That's the problem. And then he said, did Maguire's time out injured do good for him? Now,
it did good for us.
it did good for us as well. But he was saying basically it's just about performing. So just perform, and it doesn't matter about anything else. Just do your job, and that's all I want to see. And I'm sure Ten Hag, if he sees him not doing his job, he'll take him out. So he'll give him his chance to play again. That's great. Everyone should get a chance. So come back in. Please do a job, and I'll be backing you to the hills. But I don't believe it's going to happen, but I hope it happens, if you get what I mean. I want our players to play on the pitch and we lose points. What do we want that for? So that's that part. And then we went to how do you manage to focus preparing for the World Cup with all these games coming up and, people getting rest? What's this talk about rest, Garf? Like, I don't know if you think the same, but you need to play every week. You know what I hated? When we got to the end of the season and it was playoff time, there's 2 weeks before the game. 2 weeks. It's a nightmare. You're just training for 2 weeks. You're like, when's the next game, man? When's the next game? When's the game? Hurry up. And you're talking about resting. Like, who wants to rest in a season? Nobody. You want to be fully fighting, fully fit, sharp as hell going into the World Cup. So I don't know.
I never understood. Listen, I never played pro, obviously, but even at my level, man, like twice a week, like, and I was unfit. I was going down a pub, drinking, you know what I mean, smoking, and I still could do twice a week. These are pro athletes, man. So
yeah,
I've never understood this logic.
No
yeah,
problem.
Listen, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, if you do 56 games in a season and you've done it like every game, by the end of the season, you need your rest. I'm sure you do. You know what I mean? The muscles might have worn down, but playing 3 in a week or 6 over 2 weeks, over 3. I've never understood it, man. Why people whinge about it. So
not a problem. I played all season in the championship season with 48 games, all 48 games, whatever it is, 46 games, whatever it is. 23, 46, and it's fine. There's no problems whatsoever. King Eric says De Jong in January. Hope so. I did listen on it was on ESPN Sport where they were talking about De Jong wanting to go. We'll see, Premiership bound and all of that. And I was thinking, where is he actually going to go apart from Man United? Like, I can't see. Now that we're playing our football, and obviously they're kind of struggling, not struggling, but you know, if he's gonna move, it might be a good option for him to.
That's what I'd say, Nathan. Now that we're doing well, now that we look better, now that we look like because one of the big things was always why would he want to come to these shambles of a club? We're in a mess. But now that we look like we're getting ourselves sorted out, Ten Hag's doing bits. I can see it more realistically that De Jong would be swayed in coming here now. The project is on the table, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yes. And it's looking there. It's just one player. It's basically one striker away from looking unbelievable. So we could have wiped the floor with all these teams. Imagine we had. Even Martial was fit, like just in our team fit, or Cristiano had a bit more legs about him recently. We would have been absolutely on fire. But anyway, Jinky says manager's not going to come out and say these players aren't good enough for United. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Eric says I don't want to see Sancho starting. Bloody useless lately. I make you totally right. He needs to start taking players on. He needs to start running at people again. He just did it for like 20 minutes against Newcastle. Kind of faked out Ten Hag to get him to play the next game. He decided he's not going to run at anybody anymore. So yeah, we all want to see him, you know, come good. And I think we're not really going to see that until Martial comes back and he's actually fit. I believe he's still training now. He's been training for probably a week now. So hopefully he's actually involved in this squad. I just don't want to hear that he's injured again, like not at all in the squad. It's just killing me now. But yeah. I think when he has him in, what you're going to see is link-up play that he needs to be able to play well. And the same goes for Anthony as well. He's in and out of games, but he's doing amazing, but he's in and out of games. He'll be more in games for more of the game once Martial comes for me. I think he's going to be the glue where he can link up, play it in and run off him and things will happen. And obviously goals from himself, Martial himself, he'll be able to do bits. So then we move on. Let me just reel out some last bits from Ten Hag, and we get to Eriksen because Eriksen was nice as well. Again, preparing. He said obviously they're going to play. It doesn't matter. You must just continue playing, making progress as a team. And then obviously that was when what's his name, Flex, actually said the team's been doing absolutely amazing. You've seen the first 30 minutes what we did against Chelsea. You know, totally bossing it. We've got everything going, but then we're struggling in front of goal. And what do you think it is? That's the next step. The next step of the progression for our team to make that jump and really kill it. And he was like, do you think it's like mental or physical? He says it's a bit of both. We're working on a few bits and pieces, and once we get that together, we'll be pretty good. So I like that was a great question. Yeah. A very good question. And we got Cockerels Forever again back in here saying the young leaves Barcelona to go to inferior team, also playing Europa League football. What you two smoking?
The hopium, mate. The hopium. I'm hooked up to it, mate. Yeah.
Exactly. Then we had the Eriksen. So I'm going to read this all out, then we can have a little bit on it, and then we'll go into what we do anyway. Is there pressure playing for United? Is there added pressure from the fans to get results? Let's stick with them two first. Did you hear his result on that? His answer on that?
No, yeah. So I won't lie. I missed most of the Eriksen thing. So what did he come back with? So...
Right. So he was talking about the fact that it's not any different to any other club. Like playing is no problem. You're just on the pitch and you play. But he said the difference is the fan base is much bigger. You got much more people at training ground, much more people at the games. So that's better. So yeah, he said that I don't really have any problems with pressure in terms of that. And he said, how have you enjoyed playing with Casemiro? And he said, it's been very good. It's been great. Getting more used to him. Everybody knows he's been doing that stuff for the last 8 years. So that was what was funny. People saying he's not good and all this stuff. But look, I had my little doubts at one point, thinking, I wonder if he's got the legs or not. But you realize you don't always have to have the legs. You've got the ability. So, and he does have the legs.
If you can read the game like he can read the game, and you're in position when you need to be in position, you don't need speed. And like I keep saying, I keep coming back to it. Yeah, his acceleration's slow, but his top end speed isn't. It really ain't. He can keep up with a man. So, like if it's Mbappe, maybe he's going to get burnt, but so is 99% of us. You know, my knees would start shaking just thinking about it, mate. They're just snap.
But good job, he's not the last man, is it? He's the man.
Yeah, exactly.
Then beat the defense. So if he keeps doing what he's doing, mate.
I tell you what, though, Nate, coming back to the Maguire thing, it'd be interesting to see how he copes with Maguire behind him when you've got two slow men.
That's the problem we had with Matic. When Matic and Mata are in the side and Maguire, that was like a recipe for disaster. Like, what are you doing? You're treading in treacle. You're in trouble. So Nathal says Neymar or Ronaldinho.
That's not even a question, mate. It's not even a question.
You know what? My son is actually getting me to think properly about this one. And he gave me some stuff, It is mad how it's not even, I'm going with Ronaldinho, But the reality is, his stats are ridiculous. Like,
Neymar's are a joke. It's
unbelievable what he's actually done. So he's actually able to stand at the same table as these guys. He is.
Oh yeah.
Just who you think's better. And for me, I believe Ronaldinho, he changed the game. And he's definitely was able to influence more bigger games, if you get what I mean. I know there's stats, but there's what you've done in the game as well, and what you're able to influence. And I think Dino, we all know what he did and what he brought at the time in that era where he was doing what he's doing.
The 4 years the 4 or 5 years where Ronaldinho was at his peak, there's not a baller like Ronaldinho. He brings joy to your heart watching him play. You know what I mean? At his peak, Neymar's stats are a joke. Even before anyone says Farmers League at PSG, and look at his stats at Barcelona as well. They're a joke there as well. Like he's a joke of a player, and he's probably a better player than Ronaldinho. But Ronaldinho, man, there's no one.
He's got more about him. He's got more.
Yeah, he's just different gravy. Yeah, he's just a different gravy, Ronaldinho. So, did I just see someone saying Neymar overrated? Because that ain't right.
That's not right. I don't know about that. That's madness. Because Neymar is a top player, mate. He's up there in the top 5 all the time since he's been playing. So.
If we didn't have Messi and Ronaldo right now, Neymar would be classed as one of the best to ever do it. It's only because we've got Messi and Ronaldo. Not even close. Nostalgia.
Killing us.
Absolutely slaying us, mate.
You couldn't be any more fun. Anyway, this is a United show. Get off. Get off, son. Right. He said about Eriksen, he said he's obviously loved playing with Casemiro. How far are you ahead, behind Man City? He said, look, we just got to focus on. What did he say now? He said, I think it was to do with, we just got to focus on being more consistent ourselves, and then we can talk. But basically, he didn't want to mention Man City at all. He's like, listen, let's just focus on ourselves and make ourselves better.
That's fair enough. We're so far behind, man. It's fair enough. You know what I mean? We're not even it's a different conversation. So
he's talking about United's improvement since the Brentford game, and why. Did you think that you would play when you come into the club, and all the other players who came in, they've been a great success? What do you think about those? And you bring composure to the midfield. What is your preferred position? So first of all, you said, did you think would come in? He goes, yeah, of course. I come here to play. I didn't come here to sit on the bench and relax. And that was one. Number two, he said that it doesn't matter where the manager wants him. He'll play wherever the ball is. He doesn't care. He just wants to play wherever the ball is. And United's improvement, he said, the manager, we're all starting to believe in what the manager's saying we need to do. And you can see that on the pitch. It's translated to the pitch now. We're all starting to play the right way, do the right things, and we're starting to get the results. So you can see we're getting better and better and closer to where we want to be. So yeah, it was a very, very good it was a very, very good thing. It was a very, very good presser. And that was pretty much it. Neymar isn't a team player. Everything is about him. Harry is here. Harry is here. Okay, well, anyway.
Just quickly, Nathan, on King Eric's point there. Listen, the best always are exactly the same. You say they ain't a team player, but when they're carrying the team on their back and they're doing bits all over the pitch, you don't have to be. Ronaldo isn't a team player, you know what I mean? Like simply midfielders like a Zidane maybe, but yeah, when you're talking about the best, Ronaldinho wasn't a team player, you know what I mean? Like they're the best of the best.
They're all team
players. They don't need to be. Yeah.
You can't have loads of assists without being a team player, can you?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
You can't have Neymar stats without being a team player. The goals and assists that he's got. So yeah, no. Look, I know where you're coming from. He's a showman. He's a big head, but yeah, don't sleep on Neymar. Yeah. He'll go down as one of the best to ever do it.
Mate. He's got bits. So end of the day, you're looking for an Okocha kind of player who comes out and does mad skills on the pitch. And then who's the next person who naturally just does it every time he tries a skill? It's not like it doesn't come off. He does it and it comes off nearly 95% of the time. He's tearing people's asses up. So, yeah. And scoring goals, by the way. And he's the top scorer for Brazil ever. Like, that's mad. Like, obviously, maybe not Pele. But the others, Ronaldo, he's ahead of all of the Romario, Bebeto, all these guys.
Oh, Bebeto. Oh,
yeah. Rivaldo, Badman, and anyway, forget talking about Neymar, because right now it's Garf's prediction. He's predicted his 11 for tomorrow, and you want to talk me through why you've made your changes. Talk me through it.
Nova ran, obviously, so Lindelof slots in. I think this, like we were saying about other people getting minutes. I think this is a perfect game for Malacia to get, excuse me, to get some minutes under his belt. He's a decent player. Let's not sleep on him either, just because he had a couple of bad games. You know what I mean? So sure. But apart from that, I'm going as strong as possible. Martial's still not back, I don't believe. So Rashford through the centre. I don't think Ronaldo goes straight in. I think you have to stand firm, keep him on the bench, bringing him on 60 minutes. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just one of them things. If it was a couple of weeks later down the line, it'd be a different matter. But 2 days after you've come back from being ostracised, you know what I mean. So strongest team possible apart from Ronaldo. Well, that's why Sancho's in there.
Sancho?
Yeah, but that's why Sancho's in there. What do you have in Alanga? You know what I mean? Unless you're putting Ronaldo straight back in the team. But yeah, Sancho for me. So
I think Eric says I don't want to see Sancho either. So
no, but this is the sort of game. Yeah. Sorry, Nate. This is the sort of game Sancho gets confidence from because he's playing against the weak guy, and you let him. If he can't perform against Sharif, then that's when you start asking questions. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's played that badly. We've seen bits and pieces from him.
It hasn't been that bad. It's just that he's not taking up his opportunities to run at people and make things happen, and that's the bit that's annoying. And then
100%.
When he does get the ball into people, maybe he has done a few times, and we're not scoring. It's another thing which we talked about with the Bruno situation. You know how many chances he has created? It's ridiculous, but we ain't scored. So now it looks like he ain't doing much, when really he has not assisted, but you know what I mean? Created crazy amounts of chances. He's created so many. I saw it online. I don't even know how much it was. I didn't even take notice of how much. But I seen it was like 9 clear-cut opportunities or something like that, which he's created and we've missed. So, yeah, Sancho, keep doing your thing, man. Work hard, and let's see what happens when the other players come in. But I didn't think Sancho's going to come on. Richie Red Devil says, when Alanga comes on, he looks dangerous, looks more up for it than Sancho. This is the problem, innit? He's got the more work rate, but he hasn't got the quality. And then Sancho has a bit exactly. It's the exact opposite. At the moment, it looks like that. But again, Sancho ain't that kind of player. He doesn't get on and just run past you. He doesn't. He never did. No. You know, he might wrong foot you and then you come in sliding and stuff and you keep going. I think it's similar with Anthony as well. I don't think they're players who want to get one-on-one and just tear you a new arsehole. Like like Saint-Maximin. I don't think that they're like that. But look, here's my team. I don't know if you see my team, Garf, but look.
Sorry. Are you going with CR7 through the middle? There we go.
Yeah, I've got with Malacia to start because, as you said, he needs his minutes and he needs to stay sharp. I think Martinez and Lindelof will play, and Dalot will continue to play. I think you'll see Aaron Wan-Bissaka back on the bench. I think he'll start with Eriksen and Casemiro, where I wouldn't actually be surprised if McTominay came in for Casemiro to give him a bit of rest. Yeah.
I
Same
was thinking
thing.
a very similar thing, mate. It's only because we need the points in it. I went strong as
Exactly.
possible. But I could easily see McTominay or Fred coming in for Casemiro
Yeah,
tomorrow
I
night
can't
easily.
see it just being Fred though. I could see a McTominay and a Fred, which wouldn't be great. I can see a Casemiro and a Fred, but I can't see Fred with Ericsson. I just can't, because who's the defensive midfielder? Because Fred ain't. He ain't good enough to do that and be disciplined enough to be in that position and stay there and bring players in the right places. So it's Casemiro.
What I say that what I say that, Dave, is do you need an out and out DM when you're playing Sharif? If you go confident, you know what I mean. You don't need a destroyer, do you? You have the Fred ratting about, and then Ericsson making all the passes and everything. So I agree with you, but yeah.
Let me tell you why I wouldn't do that, because we got Lindelof and Martinez at the back. Like, I'm not saying it's and Martinez, but if Varane was there, I'd be more confident. But remember what happened the other day when we got torn down the side by whatever they called, what they called in Europa?
Ammonia.
Ammonia, yeah.
Ammonia.
Player down the wing, ripped up Lindelof, and it should have been a goal. We should have lost that game. We should have lost that game. That's an open goal that should never, ever happen, where the player doesn't slide it across for a tap-in. That should happen. But this is what I'm saying, because we had this back four against them. So I just want to make sure we kind of shore it up with a proper defense midfielder there as well, and have all the front players go and do their thing. So, yeah, I got West Ham. Barry Saunders says West Ham will be a tough game Sunday. I'd rotate quite a few players. Look, I think the thing is, you can always bring a lot of players off. And I think that's what we'll do. And again, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's 3 days. It's okay. It's all good.
And the World Cup on the horizon as well. The World Cup on the horizon. Like, you look at that team there, Bruno, Rashford ain't guaranteed to be playing. You know what I mean? There's not everyone's going to be at the World Cup. Anyone who is, like, it's only 3 games anyway. Most people get knocked out. You know, it's only a few teams to get through. But literally, when you think about it, it's only the top teams to get through anyway. So you usually go home early anyway. So listen, there's a big break coming. There's a big break coming in December. I don't think we need to worry about resting players or anything. We need all guns blazing. Exactly what you're saying, Barry. West Ham is a tough game. So we need the strongest team, but we also need to keep going, because I still stick with it. Europa League is a real chance for us to get some silverware, and there's nothing better for a new manager than to get a trophy in his first season. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly. Once again, guys, if you're liking the show, make sure you hit the like as well, because that will help our algorithm and us get to the top of the search bars. But Jinky says Ten Hag needs to buy a right back ASAP. Yeah, he needs someone to help, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka's here now. He's back. He's fit. Let's see what he can do, because it wasn't long ago, like we said earlier, it wasn't long ago that we were saying he was one of the best one-on-one defenders in the world, you know, and he wasn't that bad passing the ball. He was just that bad crossing the ball. So let's give him a chance. I believe he might be able to do something with Ten Hag. Ten Hag might teach him how to cross the ball. And then we've got a right back who's very, very good defensively. So if anything, if he comes in defensively, at least, he ain't getting done. That's all I know. So that's what I'm happy about. Moving on quickly, because Bruno going to play. I think Anthony will keep his place. Rashford will come in for Sancho, because I think it will be, listen, this is a cup game, and I want to give Cristiano his minutes in these games. I don't want to see him playing against West Ham on Sunday. So I'm going to give him his minutes here now.
That's fair.
And probably, if he does well, he might even get a game on Sunday. But if he doesn't score, goodbye Ronaldo, Rashford back in, Sancho on the left probably. But again, Martial might be fit. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets his chance and probably gets
Nice. They've been dangling that carrot in front of you for about 4 weeks now, mate. He might be fit. No, he ain't coming. Like he ain't training today, mate. He ain't training today, so he ain't. No, not full. Not as I understand it. Yeah, he wasn't in like full contact training or anything, so he ain't going to be like. He ain't playing. Yeah.
If he ain't involved at all like that, then he's not in training. But
I'm only going on that because I haven't seen any tweets or anything about it. Usually, like on my feed, I'll be getting the tweets and everything come up. So, look, we need it. Going on what Jinky said about right back, I prefer at this stage now for us to buy a solid centre back who can play right back as our third centre back. like to replace Maguire and Lindelof, because I don't think we're that bad in right back. I think Dallow's decent. He's looking like he could be. He's only 22. He's looking like he could be really, really good. If he improves his defensive side, he's amazing. And like you just said about Wan-Bissaka, if Wan-Bissaka learns how to cross a ball, he's awesome. He's got speed. He's defensively one of the best in the world. So yeah, like no, the other areas first for me over right back. So.
Flossie says we have so many players being inconsistent right now, especially in the offensive area.
Yeah,
Flossie, I make you totally right there.
Yeah.
That's the bit we're messing up with right now. You've got no natural finisher of the highest level. We're talking about the top, what I want in my team. And that's why I say I don't want some of the other players out there, the Dominic Calvert-Lewins, the Ivan Tonys. I don't want them just because they fall in a similar bracket as... Look, I put Lukaku ahead of them, guys. And I don't want Lukaku. You know what I mean? I want a top player. And it's very hard. But right now, the top of my list, he's come back to my list again, is Victor Osimhen. I don't know if you've seen his highlights of his headers and ability to hold up the ball and press people. Yeah. And what he did to
his pace. His pace is scary as well.
Osimhen's. Just recently, like he's
I've seen that. Yeah.
And banged it. I was like, wow. Okay, love that. Check his last goal in Europe. Just gone.
Well, he's the next one, isn't he? After Haaland and Nunes in the summer, the next one behind that was Osimhen. You're talking 90 mil, but that's what we've got to be looking at. If he's like I say, I'll still stick with. He's on the list, mate. Him, Ivan Toney, Andre Silva. We need someone to replace Ronaldo, and we need someone to replace Martial, because as good as Martial can be. He's never. This is what it feels like, Martial. As soon as he gets to the stage where he's just about to prove everyone wrong again, something goes wrong.
Injured again, Well, we've got
or something.
3 players. That's 3 players we've got like that, by the way.
Yeah, Varane, man. Yeah,
Varane, Bailly, and Martial now are the 3 that are good enough if they were ever fit to always play, but they're not ever fit. It's a killer, especially the Varane now. That's really killing me because man, knee injury.
The worst thing that Varane injury is it's so not killers. It's one of them ones where it's like you can't. That can happen to anyone. That's not because you're injury prone. That can just happen to anyone. That stupid sort of injury, man. Get stuck in the turf a little bit. Boom, you're done for 4 or 5 weeks. So
Perisic doesn't cross the ball, Eric. King Eric. Perisic is a bad man when it comes to crossing the ball. He's got quality. Didn't you see the balls he put in? The only couple
Perisic,
as soon as he's 1-on-1, he's got that step over. Fake left foot or right foot cross. He's got unbelievable cross, and he's old now as well. He's still able to do it. But you're right. Ben White don't cross, and Cucurella don't really do much either. But I don't agree with the Perisic one. He's a bad man. He's actually a bad man. I really want him to.
And I don't. When it comes to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I don't think it's just crossing. He can pass, but it's the quick passes under pressure that Dallow's got that he hasn't, which is what keeping him out of the team. And that's all it is. If he can get that into his game, he gets a little bit more snappy with the ball at feet.
Yeah,
he's fine.
Yeah, I think he can do it. I've seen him enough times where I've been actually watching that part of his game. I was thinking, you know what? You're doing all right, mate. You're doing all right in them areas. And then you get in that area and then you just fall over when you cross the ball. I hate that. How can you fall over when you cross the ball in? It makes no sense to me. It just doesn't make no sense. But and the fact that he used to be a winger, that's what even makes me more like, huh? How did you used to be a winger that didn't cross the ball in?
Like, he was a right mid, Nath. He was a right mid RM. There's no RW in his title, mate. That is an RM out and out, old school halfback, mate. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh! Right. So, what is your what's your?
I didn't put my score in. My score isn't in there, but I'm going for 3-0. And the reason I'm going for that is because I've changed my lineup. I agree with you now. Ronaldo has to start through the centre, 100%. And I want to see him angry. I want to see him with a point of proof. I want to see him bang a brace. So 2 from Ronnie, and then whoever else gets the other one. You know what I mean? But 3-0, we've got to dominate them. We've got to. I know I say that a lot, but we're just getting to the stage now. We're getting better and better. We owned Chelsea. If our finishing was on point, we would have won that game. We absolutely dominated Spurs. It was one of the most one-sided games I've ever seen. Same with Newcastle. Like once we got into the game, if we could finish, we would have won them. So we've got to start putting results on the board. So 2 from Ronnie, maybe 1 from Rashford.
Right. Do you remember the score in the last game?
2-0, weren't it? What, Sharif?
Is it? Wait a minute. Sharif away. I'm sure they scored first.
Was it not 2-0? Ronaldo and
3-2.
No, definitely went 3-2, mate. I'm sure it
Hey,
won't.
guys in the comments, please remind me the score against Ammonia away. Was it
Oh,
1-3?
Ammonia. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant Sharif, mate. I thought you meant when we played
Sorry,
Sharif the first time.
wait,
Yeah.
Sharif.
Yes.
Wait a minute, who's
Yeah.
Sharif? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it? What did the score
Yeah.
against Sharif away?
2-0. We won 2-0, I'm pretty sure, mate. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we won 2-0. Just have a quick look.
Am I going crazy or something? Who
Yeah,
Rashford missed
2-0.
all them chances against Ammonia at Old Trafford, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we
but
beat
Sharif
Ammonia
away.
yeah, it was after
Yeah.
the first game, wasn't it? It
Yeah.
was the second
Yeah.
game. Yeah. I remember
Sancho and
now.
Ronaldo. Sancho, it was the first game Ronaldo come back and scored, didn't he, with a penalty and stuff like that. Yeah.
I want
So,
Ronaldo to prove us all wrong. Martinez
same
is a
here,
hard.
mate.
Now here's the thing, yeah. Like I was saying before, Ronaldo, it's not proving anyone wrong. What it is, yeah, is he's not had chances. You know what people are saying now? How many games he's played and not scored that many. And I'm like, again, we're looking at games and you're going, all right, he started a few, but think about it. He's coming on as well, and you're gathering all of them and making it look like he's played a load of games and not scored. He will score. We know what he's about. We saw him last year where he did also look like, oh, he looks old, and then bang, oh, he looks old. Oh, he can't get on the end of the. Oh, bang! You know, he can score. He will score. He just hasn't got the legs to run and pace people out no more. So that's one thing we all know he can do. It's just that Ten Hag wants pace, and he would rather have pace than someone who can finish. You know, who scored 2 goals in one chance. You know, that's Ronaldo normally, but Rashford is obviously he takes 10 chances and he might score 1. So he's currently on his 11th or 12th chance. This should be his goal now. So I'm putting him down to get a goal, and I'm putting Man United down to win 3-0. Simple.
3-0 as well. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. This should be light work, Nate. This should be easy pickings. I know, no offense to Sharif. I know they beat Real Madrid a couple of years ago, but listen, small teams. Like I remember when Exeter City beat us 3-0. It doesn't mean they're or York City. It doesn't mean they're a good team. We should be putting these to the sword. In reality, like if Sancho does play, well, like we said, we need to see him absolutely just toying with these fullbacks in this game. You know, same with Anthony. Whoever's playing, they need to have the confidence to go out there and put these to the sword, 100%. Because
yeah. Well, look. That's enough for today. Thank you in the comments once again. Amazing. Good to have some new people on board as well. Make sure you like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you hear when we're all coming on, because sometimes we do put it up a little bit late, especially when it's after the game. We already tell you that it's going to be 15 minutes after the game anyway. King Eric says, Ronaldo does need the service. Some of our players are guilty of not supplying him. Exactly. Rashford can't supply from the left, and nor does really Anthony cross. He's not going to cross nothing in for his head. Look how good a header we've got in the middle of the pitch, in the box, and we don't even get the ball out to him. That's why I want to see Sancho play on the right, even coming on for an Anthony when he gets tired. And I want to see someone else, you know, even sometimes Anthony moving over to the left if Rashford got to come on. Move Anthony over to the left, and let's see them cross balls in when we're playing Cristiano. And then when we're not playing with Cristiano, let's swap it back over. Let's have a bit of everything. Sancho's confidence looks shot. Yeah, it does. But we'll see. But look.
You know, the Ronaldo, so quickly, Nathan, the Ronaldo series, that's where the fullbacks need, and this is where Wan-Bissaka falls down, because both Dalot and Shaw have got a nice cross on them. So they need to, again, this is what I mean, Man United, we're just at a stage, we need to do some small things, some small changes to the way we play, and we're going to be firing, mate. Because, if you start getting Dalot and Shaw on the edge of the box, whipping them balls in like they can, easy stuff.
Part of me says that it's personnel. Part of me thinks that it's personnel that we need to like the certain personnel that we have are not really capable of putting balls in the way we want to see them put in. I don't know, but hopefully
only Shaw and Dalot or Ericsson and Fernandez, you know that slow curler almost from the edge of the area.
Done it a few times now.
And Casemiro, there you go. Then the first time Casemiro's just skills though. First time, just boom.
Exactly, Eric.
Yeah,
King Eric. Yeah. This is Sherry.
Exactly.
Sake. Time to rip these ball sides to pieces.
We made absolute hard work of Ammonia both times. So,
oh my gosh. Last minute.
I just don't want another one of them games. Not after what we did against Spurs and Chelsea. I know we didn't beat Chelsea, but we were all over them. We should have beat them. After them 2 games, after them 2 games, like I'm confident that we've got to get a result, a big result, big result.
Considering we need the goal difference when we come up against
Real Sociedad.
In
Great shout.
because We need to
Great
win by
shout.
more than one at the moment, as it stands. We need to win by 2, and that's going to be a tough feat in Spain. It's just going to be tough.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's look forward to the game. The game's at 8, as you know. So that's the game. And again, we are back for the reaction.
Post-match reaction.
At 10:15. Match reaction at 10:15, guys. Not Saturday, yeah. Not Saturday. Forget that, yeah. Let's just fix that quick. Yeah. You know what day it is anyway. Thursday. We'll be on it straight away.
Thursday. Yeah.
We'll be on it Thursday, 10:15. And then we have the weekly show on the Friday this week, because the game's on the Thursday, of course. It's taking place. And Friday at 6 till 7.
6 with the dream team.
Yeah, the dream team's back on. And so Thursday, 10:15. We'll see you guys there. Garf, it's been a great one.
Pleasure as always, mate.
I hope you're still keeping tabs on the goals being scored and our predictions. So I don't know where I am. I'm expecting you to know where we are.
Yeah, well, we had a couple of bad weeks. We've had a few bad weeks now, because we haven't. You think about it, we've never picked a draw.
It's been a nightmare. There's been no points made recently. Anyway,
no points.
Where we started.
No points.
Guys,
so yeah.
Thanks a lot for commenting, guys. It's been amazing. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night at 10:15 with a big fat win. Peace out.
Big fat win.